Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the International 4 Chinese Qualifiers presented by Monster Energy. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Fogged. Fogged, it's time now for Tong Fu versus CIS. CIS, the winners of that 115-minute game, I think it was, earlier. Close to record-setting game. Didn't quite make it, but...
Beat the creep score, at least.
Yeah.
They did beat the highest creep score.
With that being said, the draft is just getting started. I guess we won't have a chance to take a look at our group standings, but K-Pop can manually feed me the data or throw it in the draft overlay. Okay. Or you can just type it in the stats, that's fine. But I'm curious to see how these teams are doing. To me, Tongfu, Wangzhou, and CIS are solid contenders for like 4th place or so. I don't view them as serious threats to finish top 3, but I could see either one of them squeaking into the playoffs. Anyway, with that being said, draft is underway. We'll just go ahead and hop on into it. So... You were saying some North American bands here?
A little bit of an influence, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really been able to watch as many Asian games as I want to. And they do ban out the Mirana first, too, as well as the Lycan. The Lycan, a little bit strange, but I know that they've still been highly prioritizing that hero because I think he's still incredibly powerful.
It's also too much of a dire Lycan as well. You don't want to give that away.
Yeah, for sure. But... yeah, they do end up picking up this AA first pick, which we've been seeing a lot of teams doing. Still an incredibly powerful hero. I think he's actually fallen off in strength a little bit. But to some teams, if they can run it properly,
what do you think's made him fall off exactly? Because they changed Chilling Touch. You have more attack speed slow, but...
I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's just... maybe it's just the way that I've been dealing with like playing versus like American teams. Like, I just feel like you can't do as much as you want to do, as you used to be able to do as the Ancient Apparition. You want to have supports that can move around and make space on the map, rather than one who just like you
sits
can put
back and tries to get level 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, in reply, Tongfu Wangzhou will go for the Brewmaster Dazzle. So they get a pretty annoying team fight combo. Also, there's that weird shallow grave interaction with the pandas to keep an eye on as well. But
they accidentally click it on the wrong thing again. I know we saw that one yesterday. So
always those potential for facepalm moments. But CIS do get some very strong laning supports. They do fall off in terms of ganking potential though. Tree can walk around early on with Leech Seed, but very quickly teams can deal with that after like level 1 to 2. So
I personally don't like these two heroes together, and the fact that they revealed it right away as their first two, I think it's kind of a weak point. Tongfu will be able to abuse this if they want to. There's nothing... The AA in the tree, they can't really... So if Tongfu wants to just rotate around the map and try to get another hero that can just gank the solo mid of CIS, they're going to be able to pretty easily because, you know, AA in tree, they just can't really... They can't move around.
They can maybe find a first blood with Leech Seed boots, but after that, it's just like...
Yeah.
You need to get level 6 in H Apparition, and you can't be wasting time going for ganks.
Yeah, exactly. This combo, though, we've seen for... years now, actually. It kind of fell off for quite a while, but the Dazzled Brewmaster is an extremely powerful combo just because of the way the interaction with, you know, the Grave as well as getting the Primal Split off. It just guarantees you that Primal Split if the Dazzle's in a proper position.
And when Panda jumps in, CIS don't have a ton to disengage. They pretty much just die. Not tons of lockdown either, so I don't even know if they'll need to Grave the Brewmaster.
Yeah, probably not.
But it is there if they need it. The other thing for CIS is, well, they ban out some interesting heroes here. Removing Axe, who works pretty well against Living Armor, I suppose, with Battle Hunger, but it's kind of an odd ban, to be honest.
Maybe just because of the Dazzle, or maybe just Tongfu specifically. They've scrimmed versus them in the past or something and seen that they really like their Axe, so...
yeah.
Still, overall, I think Axe is an extremely powerful hero, but he has to be run properly, because if he just falls behind it, the hero's complete crap.
The one thing I guess that CIS may be worried about is just an aggressive tri-lane. We could see Dazzle, Shadow Demon plus Axe, very potent trio. Or, in this case, maybe Dazzle, Weaver plus Shadow Demon. That's a pretty scary tri-lane.
It's pretty common, too. I mean, we used to see Zenith run that back in, what was it? It was in TI4 they ran it a bunch of times, but I think LGDN were one of the ones that actually, I think, invented that.
Yeah, they were the first ones to show it in, it was
G-League? I think it was G-League.
Season 2? It was the one right after TI2.
Yeah.
When they first formed. Well, Wraithking's the reply. CIS, go for a hero that we've seen have mixed results. There were a few amazing Wraith King games. We also saw this hero's been seen a lot of play cross-region. We saw him in the Summit Europe. You and I were casting that the other day. He saw a lot of play in the North America qualifiers, some in the SEA qualifiers for TI4 as well, and now, well, he's been a high-priority support pick, even farming pick at times for some of the Chinese teams.
I know.
None of us are believers in the farming Wraith King, but
yeah,
teams continue to run it.
I was about to say that. Me and Clinton a couple of times have even said, like, we're just really not fans of it because if you fall behind, there's no way for you to catch back up and farm. Sure, you have your 2 lives and everything. You're going to be giving lifesteal to all of your people on your team, but I really just don't like it overall as a core hero. And looking at Tong Fu's bans, though, in general also, they banned out a Lone Druid, which I don't know if that's just specifically against CIS, which I guess it might be, but we haven't seen that hero get any love at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have not watched enough CIS to tell you why they banned it.
Yeah, me either.
I guess it lanes better than some other heroes against Brewmaster, but I don't know. It's a little strange.
Yeah, because, I mean, they banned out the Lone Druid when they already have Brewmaster, and Drunken Haze is an incredible spell versus the bear throughout the entire game.
Yeah, and you can also just Cyclone it, which is incredibly annoying as well.
Exactly. So that was, I'm just going to say it's really strange. But
like you said, maybe they've seen something in script.
Yeah, it has to be something like that. And Tong Fu go for an Enchantress, which is something that what I was talking about before. This Enchantress can put so much pressure onto CIS's mid player. If they just keep roaming constantly with an Enchantress and the Panda, they're going to just be able to kill that guy nonstop.
And early on, Living Armor is not really that great.
No, it's
level 1 Living Armor. If you're diving with 2 creeps as Enchantress, you get a clap off, the hero's dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we do see CIS go for 3 strength heroes really early. They have 3 melee and 3 strength. They have Tree, Wraith King, and the Timbersaw picked up now. And Timbersaw we don't really see picked too often either. I mean, in CIS we see him more often than anywhere else, but this hero's fallen off as well.
It's obviously, like, when you were saying 3 strength heroes, I'm like, well, if Tong Fu have 3 strength heroes, it can make sense. The Whirling Blade does remove your HP based on your base strength, which is very annoying, but
it's not the case.
Yeah, they don't have a bunch of strength heroes, so
yeah. And Tong Fu they ban out the OD, which I can't really ever blame people for banning out a fifth position OD because that hero is just so obnoxious to lane rest. He just makes anyone he's versed life's miserable.
And I think he's one of the better heroes against Panda as well, which, yeah, Panda's still okay in that matchup because, like you pointed out, he's got the passive crit now, but still it's not great.
Yeah, and CIS bans out the Tidehunter, which is, I think that's a really good ban. There's just too many offlane heroes though at this point that Tong Fu can decide to go for if they don't want to go for a type of dual lane / aggressive tri-lane. If
Clockwork would actually be really good this game. There's three melee heroes as well.
And the Clockwork, the mana burn, of course, from the cogs is a little bit overlooked sometimes. Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. If you walk into that, you can end up just dying.
He also works well against Timbersaw since they made the change to, or it can work well to the, what's it called, the hook shot that. Not Timber Chain, because if you get off your battery assault, you can interrupt it and prevent him from Timber Chaining away. So can be a decent hero to gank him.
But they do actually just opt for this Nyx Assassin instead, which I think is he's a great pick overall. I mean, in the offlane, it's going to be really hard for them to even kill him because you can just pop your Carapace and walk away, as well as the fact that if you can get like 1 or 2 mana burns off in like the mid game onto that Wraith King, he's not going to be able to have his ultimate unless he has like a lot of stick charges saved up or maybe even like a Soul Ring, which we don't really see happen too much.
So are you thinking Tong Fu is going to go defensive here, just offlane Nyx and Weaver Dazzle safe, Brewmaster mid, and roam the Enchantress?
I think probably, yeah. I mean, you don't really want to put Nyx Assassin in a 1v1 versus Timbersaw. It's pretty devastating. Yeah. We do see CIS go for a Queen of Pain, so interesting.
I guess they want to shut down the Brewmaster, though. With the evasion, he does better against Queen of Pain than other melee heroes.
Yeah, and I'm actually a bit confused now because
offlane Timber, tri-lane Wraith King, solo mid Quap.
I thought Black was playing the carry, but I guess he's going to be playing the Quap at this point. Maybe they're going to decide to put that
He was playing mid for a while, then apparently he switched to play carry, and then situationally he's gone mid, and well, I guess this is the situation for CIS.
And I wonder how CIS is going to actually decide to lane this. Maybe they'll go for a aggressive tri-lane with Tree AA Wraith King? I'm not the biggest fan, though. I'm really not the biggest fan, though, of having that dual melee aggressive tri-lane, but we'll see how it ends up panning out for them.
One thing they could do is run the Timbersaw mid and run the Queen of Pain side lane solo against Nyx 1v1.
I guess that's a possibility as well.
Timbersaw would... I think that's probably one of the best heroes against Brewmaster as far as melee heroes go, is the Timbersaw.
Yeah, definitely.
But with that being said, we'll go ahead and introduce our teams here, guys. It's it's only game 1, but it's CIS versus Tong Fu. It's our, I think, 3rd game of the day. Was supposed to be our 4th on the mainstream, but we did have 1 match pushed back, so we introduce the teams now. On the Radiant side, CIS, spearheaded by Black, of course, handling the Queen of Pain. We will have Inflame on the Wraith King, June playing that Timber Saw, Io on the Ancient Apparition, and Demons handling the tree. We might have a level 1 engage, but with the Weaver here in the front lines, they should be okay. And we'll introduce Tong Fu and Zhou as soon as we know this Weaver's safe, which he is in fact. Xiao Lu will be handling your Weaver. Kabu playing the Dazzle. We have Mr. Liuko. How do you pronounce that, guys? Nobody knows. Mr. Liuko.
That sounds good to me.
Playing the Enchantress or the Bambi. That does put our Brewmaster onto U9's capable hands. In the offlane, we've got Sorry Fox on the Nyx Assassin. It is worth mentioning Tongfu, one of the teams that made some roster changes recently. They stuck with the same 5 for a while in WPC Season 1, beginning of Season 2, but they've recently added Kabu and a few others. So
CIS do something that which is perfect. They should be doing this. They smoked up at level 1. They could have gotten a kill, but, you know, Tongfu was ready for it. They had the Weaver in the front lines, but they do get into the enemy jungle, get the wards up, and they do block the Enchantress's camps.
Well,
so I wouldn't be surprised.
Though.
Yeah, I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised if she just goes right into the enemy jungle right there and just tries to bully the Timber Saw. And yeah, they are going aggressive.
So it is the solo mid Queen of Pain. Not a bad matchup by any means versus Brewmaster, but there's a lot of pressure on her to win the lane hard, not just to come out slightly on top.
And no matter what, I really hate Queen of Pain. I'm always gonna hate that hero. She just needs to snowball way too hardly. She is very good versus Brewmaster though, because if you can get like an Orchid very very early, you can just prevent him from ultising a lot. But at the same time, Tongfu does have that Dazzle, which is gonna be able to save him. And Dazzle is getting punched. It's a hasted tree with Leech Seed in it.
Yep, top lane. Looks like we'll have a bit of a dive here. Going for a potential first blood on Kabu. He hasn't skilled anything yet. And he's going to get right-clicked down by the chilling touch from around the tree line. I think he thought he had one more auto attack and could bait that further, but great play by the Ancient Apparition of Io and catches him completely off guard.
That was really well done there. He actually even skilled the Grave, so he was going to use it right after that last right click because he definitely thought that he had that extra opportunity, but very, very well played. Very sneaky there by the AA, just walking up and giving the buff to the tree through the tree. Through the trees.
Through the trees. No longer in the trees good enough. Now you've got to be going through them. But yeah, that was not something you see very often. That is a next level play, honestly. Well, the Enchantress is in the offensive position, and we'll see if she wants to put some pressure on these lanes. Mid lane, not an easy gank, unless Black's Blink gets baited out. But outside of that, that's not an easy gank. Timbersaw is not really that easy of a gank either. So she goes aggressive. She'll find some farm and levels, but can she actually threaten any of these solos? I'm not sure.
I mean, you don't really have to go for the kills. She could actually just send like satyrs and just sit on top of Black's hill and make his life pretty miserable. And Black did decide to go for just dominating the early laning phase. He goes for 2 in the Shadow Strike and none in the Scream of Pain once he's level 3.
Your classic Queen of Pain build. This used to be the go-to build. Then they increased the mana cost on Shadow Strike, and it really fell off in terms of popularity.
Majority of the time, also, like you see a lot of these people like they're bottle crawling nonstop. They're trying to like control the runes as well, so you want to be spamming the wave in as much as possible. But he's putting a lot of pressure on this Panda. But right now, the creep score is completely even in the mid lane.
Yeah, he's missing some CS here, Black is, and well, he'll have the bottle coming out soon, I imagine. But in the meantime, they're just running a dual lane top as Inflame posts up. They can find some kills here on the Dazzle especially, although they'll need to bait out that Shallow Grave to get it.
And a really nice thing that ended up happening for CIS during that, the first blood, the tree got boots, as well as the fact that he brought some more sentries up toward that top lane. So if the Weaver plays too over aggressively, he can get gone on and actually die because of that.
But going Kabu here, he does have a single point in Grave, and he's going to be forced to pop it, but I think the Cold Feet will proc, and now he's isolated. Can they go in for another auto attack? No, he will live. Nicely timed on the Grave there, and makes his way out in the end. But the pressure is here for CIS.
Yeah, now the wave's actually pushing really, really hard into CIS, so this is actually a good opportunity for Tongfu right now. The Weaver's able to step up, and he's going to be able to get a good amount of experience at least. Not many last hits, but it's not the worst case scenario.
Mid lane, Courier will be upgraded, and well, now we'll see the bottle crowing commence for Black. I imagine U9 looking to do the same here as well, though currently the Courier is at base. Well, so far, the only other lane I guess to talk about is the safe lane. We haven't said anything really, but safe lane Timbersaw against an off lane Nyx, it is not too much fun for the Nyx right now.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself. He's 10-6, and he's got the presence of the Enchantress down there as well. He hasn't really done anything yet at this point. He's just farming as the Enchantress, but I think Timbersaw is still a little bit wary of the fact of that. But, I mean, he's playing pretty far up, and he's got the Tree Armor as well to back up on anything if he does end up, playing over aggressively.
The annoying thing for Nyx is even if you burn all his mana, he still has reactive armor, so still difficult to trade against him as a melee hero. Here comes the dive mid. Black could get caught by a troll trap. In fact, he will. Then the clap comes out. Very slow reactions from him. He definitely saw that Enchantress for a few seconds.
Yeah, he got melted. That crit, the guaranteed crit with a double damage rune just did so much damage to them. I guess he just underestimated how much they would really do right away.
I don't know if he's microing the courier, checking elsewhere on the map or what, but they had vision of Enchantress for at least like a second and a half before he got netted.
And now he's got a DD rune on his bottle, or he just pops the DD rune. He has full mana, and now he's going to be picking up a haste rune at the bottom. And his level 6.
He can go bot and crush this.
I think that might be what he's going to do.
Timbersaw if he wants to.
Here comes the rotation.
He's going in fact. And there's no Radiant Observer Ward for this either, because they went aggressive at level 1 into the enemy jungle, so CIS could get caught out here. Well, hold that thought. Tong Fu, Angel. Now they're the ones on the run. Enchantress is coming as potential backup. They're not using the stun just yet. They want to get Kabu to force out the Grave quite early on, and now they'll right-click him down, but the Enchantress comes from behind, looks for the Centaur Stomp, finds it. No, hasn't used it. There you go. That's a 3-hero stomp from Mr. Liuki. Now Xiaolu, he'll find the second kill. It's a 2-for-1 exchange, and it might well be a 3-for-1. Io dropping fast under the tower. Stick charges up Xiaolu. He'll go down, but he gets the triple kill first. Oh, actually, yeah, he did. So no experience for this Ancient Apparition, and well worth it for the Weaver.
That's a pretty big deal, too. The levels on the side of CIS for all their heroes in that trialing were very high already because of the fact that they got that first blood, and they were just able to dominate that lane pretty effectively.
I haven't played this matchup myself since the changes to Panda. Well, yeah, sorry, Fox, dealing a lot of damage, but Black just keeps on letting U9 walk up to him, crit him, and clap him before he reacts. And I feel like with level 2 Shadow Strike, you should be able to kite him a little bit more.
Yeah, now he's actually...
Doesn't have boots yet, actually. That's the issue.
Yeah.
But even when neither of them had boots, he let it happen at level 1. So I'm wondering if Black's actually played the matchup yet.
Maybe with the new Panda, it's just a big difference. You're going to be missing almost all your attacks, so you don't even really want to be harassing the Panda too much at this point. You want to give him some right clicks, but you actually miss so much now because of that one change.
Yeah, it's super annoying. And it's where the Shadow Strike build, like, is it the right build this game? It hasn't, even without the kill. Yeah, Black was under harassment, Enchantress sending creeps earlier. Actually sent in a lightning creep, which we didn't talk much about, and was zoning him a bit out of lane, but he could have just been maxing Scream, focusing on rune control, and just pushing the wave in and farming, but instead going for this War of Attrition build, he hasn't kept Panda down. Panda's 30-5.
And the Panda hasn't even really been bottle crowing at all. He's just running around getting all the runes. He got a haste rune, now he got the DD, he got a haste, and now he's got an invis rune, so he's gotten 3 of the runes already.
That's the other issue I feel for Queen of Pain nowadays, is it used to be mid rune control was much more about the mid players, and in this version it is a lot more about the supports.
Oh, and you do see, you see June just spam pinging mid lane. He sees there's no Nyx bottom lane, so of course he's going to be going for the gank on Black. So Black, very, very aware of this, stepping back, getting a sentry for himself, going to put it in the mid lane and just, be safe.
What's the mid game plan for CIS here? They're not snowballing mid. Their aggressive tri-lane actually didn't work out that well at all. They gave up a 3-for-2. And, like, where are they going to find their openings for fights? I'm a little concerned for them.
Right now, it's not too bad, but we do see Tongfu smoked up behind the top tower, and Panda does still have his ultimate.
If they catch that tri-lane, that's an easy 3-hero wipe.
And this is something you don't really see too often, is the Timbersaw is the one rotating to the other lanes.
Normally you want to gank his lane,
yeah,
he
exactly.
needs the farm.
But now they're just going to rotate the Wraith King away. Now they're actually going to get gone on top, and this is definitely a dead Ancient Apparition, if not both of them.
They can look for a Cyclone here on the Timbersaw. They will do so. Do they have follow-up lockdown to prevent the Timber Chain out? Still Cyclonium. They'll drop him down now, but the Boulder Toss comes through. It's a bit too far to dive, and they'll settle for the 1 kill. Queen of Pain now. Cyclone back up as the retreat will come, but hey, Panda ult used and only an Ancient Apparition dead, no tower taken. That is actually not bad for CIS.
They did force Black to rotate up there, though, so a little bit of space out of it, but they did use the Panda ulti. I'm not sure if it was the most worth it, but
I guess it helps secure the blink. You get a kill, you get a little bit closer.
Might as well use it once early on in the game.
Now does CIS get to play around it, I guess is the main question. They know the Panda ult's down, there's no blink yet, but nobody's really ready to start controlling the tempo. Wraith King needs level 6, Black doesn't have farm, and Ancient Apparition and Tree don't have ult, so they won't really be able... I guess that's the main thing. They won't really be able to punish the fact that the Panda ult is down.
Yeah, and just not really pointing this out throughout the drafting at all. CIS's heroes, they can't push. They're actually awful at pushing.
Yeah.
Their team fight is actually not... Their team fight's actually not even that great either, unless the AA lands a really big, like, a blast with, like, the Timbersaw running in.
Tree Timbersaw can be very strong, but it's not, like, a reliable team fight, as the Impale will miss bottom lane. That's the only way I see them having a great team fight, is if they get an Overgrowth on 4 or 5, and then Timbersaw, Queen of Pain come in.
But even at the same time, if they do even get that great team fight, these heroes they don't push. They can't take towers.
Well, bottom lane, CIS will look for the jump, but already Sorry Fox is retreating out. I'm also worried about the Queen of Pain, because in the mid game, Nyx is just a miserable hero to play against, as an under-farmed, and Black's still doing alright for CS, but he's not snowballing at all, and A Nyx +1 can easily kill him.
And that's another thing that just leads back to the fact that they have this AA, the AA tree supports, because they can't rotate mid to try to get Black a kill and let him snowball effectively. And so Black, he's doing fine on his creep score and everything, but you want Queen of Pain to be doing better than this. You want the Queen of Pain to have 0 deaths and to have 2 kills right now, or 3 kills. And bottom now getting engaged on. Inflame's got no mana for that reincarnate, but it seems like he's gonna end up being fine.
Yeah, it does hit level 6, but like you said, it's gonna be a rough game for him with the Nyx Monobird.
Yeah.
So I think for Tong Fu right now, main thing is just getting your Blink Dagger up on the Panda and just farming your Weaver, hopefully to the point where he can't just be burst down during a Wraith King stun. But until Panda Blink comes, I don't think we'll see too much more aggression from Tong Fu.
Yeah, I feel like we shouldn't even see CIS. Like, CIS is just, they're tri-laning straight up. They have all 3 heroes in the lane. I feel like this AA should just be pulling non-stop, get his level 6 online as fast as possible, because that's going to be very, very powerful in the team fights. Because then they actually can go for kills on this Brewmaster. Wraithen comes in, he stuns, Black uses Scream ult, AA ult hits, that guy can die, for sure. But now it looks like he's actually going to end up doing that, which is definitely the right move.
1,700 gold for U9, so Blink Dagger, he's closing in on it by all rights, and at the same time, is our Queen of Pain anywhere near an Orchid or some sort of item? I guess could be going for a Queen of Pain potentially. Or a Queen of Pain, a BKB potentially.
But no, he does
will be
go
the
for
Orchid
robe.
build.
Yeah.
Picks up the Robe of the Magi.
Definitely the right build there. I mean, the new Ag Scepter change is really nice for Queen of Pain because it makes his ultimate have that 40-second cooldown at all levels. But Orchid, I think, is just so core on that hero because you 100% need to snowball. Otherwise, that hero just completely falls off.
Yeah, it's like sometimes BKB is it matches up well against the enemy heroes, but you don't pick Queen of Pain to build an early BKB.
And we do see the Weaver also. He's going to be going for a Midas on him. So even though he did get aggressive tri-lane, he got that triple kill, and his CS is really, really punished, but he's going to be able to go for that Midas pretty really soon.
Dazzle. Trying to slow down the Timbersaw here, but he will chain away. Is there follow-up coming? There is in the form of the Nyx. Can he get in range? Doesn't have the Vendetta ready. And won't be able to get the jump. Weaver goes Midas. So, Tong Fu just deciding their laning stage was good enough, and they'll just look to take it a bit later against CIS.
Yeah, and they have such a better late game. I mean, CIS doesn't really even have a carry. Sure, okay, Wraith King, but like I was saying, I don't like that Wraith King carry. In comparison to a Weaver, I don't really like Weaver carry either, actually, but he's much better than a Wraith King.
And CIS, I mean, I think CIS is, I would actually say they are very strong late game, but only with a lot of farm. And who's getting farm right now? Ancient Apparition, still not level 6. We're 12 minutes in. It's not ridiculous by any means, but just sitting in the tri-lane, he's not going to be farming towards an Ag Scepter anytime soon. And Tree, nowhere near a Blink Dagger. Timbersaw, not that close to a Bloodstone. Like, these heroes that can go late aren't going to be in position to do it. And now the fresh shiny... Well, where's the micro here from the Panda? He comes in with the Blink Dagger. A little bit slow to react, but he still gets off. The initial Boulder Toss, the Cyclone as well. Trying to run down Demons. They will bring down the Ancient Apparition. And it's going to be a 3 for nil exchange as the Wraith King ults pop. Can they actually kill him a second time? Panda ult's going to end. Now goes in for the stun, but he just gets clapped. He gets slowed. Black blinks into this one. Unwinds his ult, but he's taking so much damage. The Nyx Assassin just destroys him in the fight. He blinked right on top of Panda and Nyx, and man, did he pay the price or what? Now Inflame, forced to retreat out. There's another Sakuchi cooling down, and Timber will try and slow this chase, but Inflame, one more right click, will finish him off. Sorry, Fox still retreating. June's out of mana. A timely grave by the Dazzle as Tong Fu looks to keep racking up the kills. They'll go for their 4th of this fight. They'll bring down June. No, he actually time-lapses out, but continues to chase. And they just can't lock down the Weaver. They can't burst him down. And in the end, they get, I believe that was 4.
Yeah, really unfortunate there for... not even unfortunate for Black. It was just really, really well played by Cyberfox there. As soon as Black blinked in and screamed, he popped the Carapace. So Black could have actually gotten a decent combo and maybe gotten 1 or 2 heroes with the Scream with his ultimate. But the Carapace just bought time for the Dazzle to throw out another Shadow Wave, and no one was in risk of dying there. And he ended up just blowing his ultimate, and now Black is going to end up being very, very crippled because of that.
And they were not ready for the Panda blink. That was the big problem for them. Did not see it. Pushing... If they knew he had it, they would have backed off, and... In the end, it was actually a 5-man wipe. Plus, they popped the Wraith King ult. So, technically, 6 heroes dead, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, and gold lead just showing in favor of Tong Fu for a good amount now. And they already had the Midas on the Weaver, and he's going to be going for a Lincoln Sphere on him. So
once this Weaver gets Lincoln's,
he's going to be unkillable. How the hell do you kill him with the lineup that CIS has? They need an Orchid. Like,
they're going to need ult mid lane. They go in again on Black and Queen of Pain. As mentioned, so hard to play against Nyx in the mid game. If you don't have sentries in the lane or you give her an early gem, she is just gonna feed, and that's what's happening right now.
And I love this the phase boots that people are picking up on Brewmaster. Like, it
works so well at the crit.
Yeah, he blinks in. The Nyx just Vendetta's stunned. Of course, the Queen of Pain's gonna die anyway. And Inflame's gonna get gone on too, and he doesn't have Reincarnate, so he's gonna go down for sure here.
Oh, Tong Fu are just snowballing against CIS right now. They found 12 kills. They will be chased back by the Timbersaw, but he gets Carapace mid Timber Chain, and Won't get that one off.
And the A ult whiffs as well. So very unfortunate.
Not
there for him.
exactly firing on all cylinders here.
And now Panda ults down. And he's about to be level 11, so that's going to be a really, really painful primal split.
Yeah, he's got a double damage rune as well. Look for the crit. He claps to start. He gets overgrowth, but he splits out of it and keeps on chasing forward. Boulder toss on demons. The living armor just disintegrated by this fire panda. Sorry, Fox on the backside of the fight. He carapaces again. The carapace is just destroying Timbersaw and Queen of Pain, but in the end, he will get run down. Meanwhile, though, we'll be forced back, so actually it works out okay for CIS.
Yeah, unfortunately, he got overgrowth, so he was forced to pop the ulti there, but he did pop the level 6 ulti instead of the level 11 ulti.
Okay,
so it's not,
just hit level 11.
He had just got it afterwards, so it's not going to be the little, 20-second reduced cooldown. It wasn't the strong minions instead of those level 6 minions. But
that was also
either
just
way,
a really aggressive dive.
Yeah.
It's only a Treant Protector, and he was at full HP. Then they had to chase him for a while to get the kill.
It ended up working out for them. They didn't get any damage on the tower, but... Actually, they got a little bit of damage on them, but they didn't end up bringing it down. But we don't really... I actually have not seen Tree use living armor on any of these towers yet at this point, and they're starting to get pretty low.
Yeah, this is a level 3 living armor, so it's pretty effective at healing up the buildings at this point. I just feel like the Nyx pick has been the story of this game so far. Carapace has been crushing Timbersaw. Yeah, he got that kill, but he's been locked down every single fight outside of that. Queen of Pain died multiple times to him. The fight bottom where Black blinked in, he got Carapace done, and that set up the entire engagement. And Wraith King, we've seen the mana burn leave him without mana for his ult quite a few times.
And
mid lane,
he's 0-3, and he's really their carry. I mean, yeah, Queen of Pain, of course, is the carry, like can be as well. But you don't want a Wraith King to be in the position like this right now. He's 0-3. He's gonna be going for an armlet, but he's
just gonna get kited.
He honestly, like, if you look at the Wraith King, if you look at his items and everything, he's kind of like a support right now. He's only level 8. He's got treads and a stick up, and he's not really even close to that armlet at this point.
How is he ever going to right-click in a fight? They can Cyclone him, they can Boulder Toss him, Carapace stun him, Mana Burn him so he maybe doesn't have the ult. Enchantress can slow him, Poison Touch him, you can just heal your team and negate all his damage. Wraith King carry is, I'm not going to say always bad, but extremely situational.
Absolutely.
Like, maybe if you have Bounty Hunter, a bunch of other good chasing heroes that can help him get off right-clicks, it works. Or if you have other damage sources and you just want to farm a quick blink. I think then it can make sense, but just building Tread's armlet, it's... like, he's never going to get to right-click.
Yeah, now we do see CIS smoked up, and now the tree is starting to spam the armor on the towers, which he absolutely should be doing, but...
This is tough. If they're pushing 2 lanes, you can't armor both of them.
Yeah, exactly. And this smoke now top, are they going to be able to do anything with it? I don't really think they are, because Sorry Fox is in a very good position on the side here. He's been deaded up, and now he's going to break it.
Ready. Don't see one. They've got some available, but haven't dropped any. And, well, Inflame might turn out to be some good bait here for CIS. No. Sorry Fox is a little coy about this. Actually, they did have a sentry. Just plopped it down now.
Yep. And, I mean, at the same time, we haven't really looked at this. The Enchantress has been actually making a ton of space all over the map. The top, he got that triple kill for the Weaver, and now he's on his way toward his own Ag Scepter, and he's going to be dishing out a ton of damage.
This 4-position Enchantress, I would bet money will end this game with more damage dealt than Wraith King.
Yeah.
A lot
way
more.
Well. Yeah, definitely way more. And on top of that, he has the heal, the Nature's Attendants, and they also can go for Roshans whenever they want with his Enchantress, because the double creeps, the Untouchable, and the heals. And of course, Panda can just drunken haze it and all that. So
they don't have the fastest Rosh, but it's a safe one. They'll all be at full HP.
Yeah, exactly. Now we do see Tong Fu smoked up and going into the enemy woods, and June's now spotted out, but
Clapped.
That's a pretty hard
start
kill
this
to kill.
one, but yeah, as long as he doesn't miss his Timber Chain, he's fine.
And he is going to be going for that mech rush on the Timbersaw, which if you guys just don't win a bunch of team fights right after that, you fall off so hard as a Timber with that. And he actually went for an Urn as well, which I don't really like. I feel like you need a Bloodstone very, very early up on that Timbersaw.
Clap's going to come through. 9 will pop the ultimate. Then what do they focus? Looks like they want to go for both heroes. Enchantress trying to bring down the Timbersaw while Inflame is targeted in the bottom lane. And, well, if he's going to get the Ankh off here, he'll slow everybody down. Treant joins the fight as well. Enchantress ult coming through. It's not going to connect on the Weaver. That's the key hero to try and focus them burst down, but they can't quite do it. The Overgrowth is deployed, but who's following this one up? Everybody's retreating out. Timbersaw out of the fight for now. He is rejoining it soon, though. Inflame, being dope behind the tower, gets cleaned up with a crit. Meanwhile, U9, Xiaolu, have they overextended? They've really tried to force the issue at this bottom tier 1 tower, and they're going to lose the Panda as well. That's 3 heroes dead. The Clap gets thrown out again, but it's a futile effort. And sorry, Fox, waiting for some cleanup kills on the backside, but not going to find them.
Yeah, really, really unfortunate for them that the Dazzle just got blown up like that, because otherwise they would have been able to Shadow Wave up and maybe commit more. And Enchantress actually got caught up on the left side. I'm not sure who actually blew him up, but he died without really being able to do anything in that engagement.
That was really forcing it as well. They went on Wraith King with Panda ult, but the Nyx, Cold That Thought goes in bottom, he gets healed up, And in the same moment, gets the Vendetta and Impale off. Then Carapace connects on 3 heroes. He will pay with his life, but does kill Black once again. This Queen of Pain is not snowballing whatsoever. And on the sides of the fight is the Weaver. He's getting ready to come in now, and he'll do it here. He tanks the Timber Chain as he looks to chase down demons. I think he'll get him. That's a Radiant Sentry Ward, though. They'll need some detection. Actually, it looks like they have it. And Sentry Ward's getting plopped down. And in the end, he will fall to the poison. So, CIS is turned to overextend. It's been a very sloppy game, to be totally honest.
Yeah, both teams are really just overcommitting it way too much. I mean, and the only big thing that I'm just giving in favor for Tong Fu, even though like they overcommitted their bottom, is the fact that they're versus Wraith King, who just has nothing.
You know, I feel like with carry Wraith King, Midas is core. Not for the farm speed or anything like that, but you need level 11. The ult just has such a long cooldown.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the AA ults are doing a good amount of work in these team fights, but I mean, it's just going really in favor for Tong Fu. And Queen of Pain now getting gone on mid lane. He might actually be able to drop it. No, he gets the blink out.
That is really bad news, Bears. When your Quap can almost be soloed by the enemy offlane Nyx, that's trouble.
Ooh, Licks.
Licks.
That would be a nice new hero.
Nyx the Licks.
Nyx the Lich.
Licks the Nyx. English is hard. What can I say?
English is hard, man. Black's on his way, though. He's getting pretty close to that Orchid, but it's already 20 minutes in. You usually would want your Queen of Pain to have it by now. They have a tower down, the mid lane tower even, down already at this point, so pretty unfortunate for him, but he's going to be having it within the next 5 minutes or so, especially if he gets a killer too.
3 hero rotation towards the top side for Tong Fu, while 2 will chill bottom. The supports are there, and now with Xiaolu having Lincolns, how do you kill him? You just can't.
They have to get like...
They have to like... I would say like Cold Feet just to break the Lincolns, then Orchid and Wraith King stun, and Overgrowth them so they can just get maximum right clicks off. But even then, I think there's still the Grave to worry about. There's the Dazzle Weave to help and heal to keep him alive. Effectively he's impossible to kill. Yeah. Maybe he dies if he misplays, but
Overgrowth's not the worst versus Weaver either if his time lapse is down. So I mean, maybe they'll get a couple kills once the Orchid comes out. And now Wraith King does get his level 11, so his ulti is actually not going to be the worst at that point, but he's very underfarmed.
If Tong Fu can just ignore Wraith King.
Yep.
Like to me, the biggest mistake bottom was blowing a Panda ult to try and kill Wraith King. They split the Panda. They split the heroes and the Panda. The Panda went for him, and the rest of the team went for the Timber. But even if they had killed Wraith King quickly, still he respawns. Just ignore him. Focus the other heroes. And
we do see Kabu picks up a Vitality booster up on the Weavers, or on the Dazzle, so that's probably going to be an Atos coming up for him, which I love, because what the hell is Wraith King going to do? Like what you were saying before, he's going to have a hard as hell time hitting anybody anyway, but with Atos on top of that, he's not going to move at all.
He's really not. Plus, it just makes these heroes a bit tankier against CIS, who are mostly relying on burst damage from the Queen of Pain ult, Ancient Apparition ult, and Timbersaw quickly bringing their HP down.
Yeah, and now Panda's on his way toward his Ags as well. They're going to actually just go for this top tower, completely commit to it, and they're going to get it. I mean, CIS is not willing to engage up there again, and now Black does pick up his Orchid, so he's actually not... I mean, it's not too bad. He's got a DD rune on him now, too, so... Bottom lane.
Flame, it's going to get caught out bottom lane. The Impale will connect the
5 seconds.
In 5 seconds. Will he get it off in time? He's got the armlet. Looks like he should be able to get it just off. And he'll try and TP out now. Is there any way to cancel Impale? Still cooling down. They can't stop it, but they can settle for Demons, it looks like, who Overgrowth, man, really doesn't want to die. But it's got a very low cooldown, so well worth it if he gets out. Impale, a little bit off the mark.
Yeah, I don't think they even had any reveal to even chase him down anyway, so not the biggest deal.
So the only issue, looking at Tong Fu's item selection for Panda, Ags is nice. I'm slightly concerned about not getting a BKB here, because there's a Quap Orchid to worry about. CIS doesn't have the best burst damage. There is Grave. I guess that's where Kabu has to just be in position.
He has to be in like the perfect positions, but
it's a level 2 Grave, so
yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah,
how do you feel about maxing Grave after Poison Touch? Do you like that choice?
I think this game he should really have just been maxing the Grave. His whole entire purpose as the Dazzle is just going to make sure that his Panda gets his ultis off, or saving, some of his other teammates. I personally don't even really like maxing the Poison Touch anymore until like way later on. Grave is just way too useful. Otherwise you have to be in such bad positions. And now we see top getting engaged on. Panda ult is dedicated and Inflame getting
once again for the Wraith King, but he is totally on his own. So they'll get the Wraith King kill most likely here. He pops the armlet, but the Panda from the backside will use the Windwalk backstab, it looks like. And now they'll come in with an Impale. They'll kill him a second time as well. Inflame, well, maybe not. Living Armor, trying to slow this down a bit. The clap, he'll still go down.
Really weird position for him to be in without
being
able to get out.
Tong Fu's investing a lot to kill this Wraith King, to be fair. Like, they're forcing out Panda ults repeatedly to try and kill him.
Yeah, and Black's playing it really well. He's actually got a ton of last hits. He's at 153. He's way over the Panda, which he should be, of course. And he's doing a good job so far. He hasn't had a chance to use his Orchid, but he's keeping the lanes pushed in very aggressively, and he's, you know, just trying to make space on the map for his team.
Nyx on the move, and will run right past Demons, who is also invisible, but won't find anyone. He will find Io, however. Vendetta, is he going to go for the Courier instead? Oh, he walks right by it. He misclicks. That was a guaranteed Courier kill.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate there. He walked into tower range too, so they spotted him. So now even Io is gonna live. Now he's walking into the tree and black, but they have no reveal on them. Well, they do have a dust, but they didn't have any sentries or a gem, so they're not just gonna pop a random dust.
On the Vendetta end, so a bit of an opportunity missed there by Sorry Fox. Also, probably could have killed Ancient Apparition, but it seemed like he just was like, I'll go for this kill. Oh wait, I'll go for the Courier, and
oh god, they saw me.
yeah. Oh god, it's too late. I get nothing.
Look at the sentry wards from the Radiant side. Like, look inside the Radiant jungle right now. There's 3 sentries just placed completely all over the place. Just, they don't want any obs wards inside their jungle. They don't want the Nyx running around. But this is going to be really crippling the supports on their side because of how much they're buying. But we do see the tree actually pick up a gem now, which I think is a great purchase.
And Tree's a good gem carrier. He can walk around invis. If Tongfu don't have a gem, which they don't have a huge reason to get one, then, no, he's going to be able to D-ward and also just scout out the Nyx's movements. And that's the Nyx has been the playmaker for Tongfu Wenzhou. They've gotten a kill or two with Panel, but those have been huge investments for fairly minimal reward. It's been the Nyx who's found the easy, reliable kills and also set up winning team fights. So knowing where he is, I would say is priority #1 for CIS. So I also like the gem pickup a lot.
Tongfu's next movement is going to be, okay, yeah, here it is. They're going to be moving toward the enemy jungle just to engage on them, and now...
Sorry, Fox does get stunned immediately. That gem paying off, but maybe not enough. The overgrowth, it's already too late. The Brewmaster gets off the crit, and now Demon's forced to retreat. Can he make his way out of this? On the side of the fight, Panda looking for some more openings. He does spot a few, but it's Demons they really want. I don't know if they're going to get vision of him.
They got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Just in case. I mean, I think they just spotted as well that Black does have that Orchid finished up if they hadn't seen it before.
He was farming mid after he got it, so I'm pretty sure they knew.
Yeah, and Black's actually, he's got a lot of farm on him. He's got another 2,000 gold on him. He's just spamming the jungle. He's farming as best as he possibly can, and he could end up snowballing pretty decently, but still, there's this problem of the Weaver. He's got Lincolns, he's got Midas, he's got Mithril Hammer, and if he wants to go for the Desolator, he's just going to be able to kill.
Ancient Apparition is so food in these fights. Yep. Even Quap, if Queen of Pain blinks in offensively, by the time she's able to get out, she's nearly dead, if not just solo killed by the Weaver.
I've said so many times, like, playing a support versus a Weaver that gets an early Lincoln's Desolator,
it's the worst feeling.
It really is. You can't even react, because just even if you do react, it's like, oh, he just blocked my spell anyway, like...
Oh, we brought him down to 100 HP. Oh wait, he's just time lapsed.
Yep.
And he works well against Ancient Apparition. One of the few heroes that can remove the damage from the Ancient Apparition ult by time lapsing.
And now Kabu notices that he's not going to be getting this Atos anytime soon, so he's just going to be leaving it as a casual vitality booster and picking up a medallion for himself, which I think is a great pickup.
Yeah, they don't have the best Roche killing lineup. They can tank it and sit in the pit and not lose HP, but this will help accelerate their Roche attempts. So.
And I mean, even though CIS is doing a pretty decent job of just not getting picked off anymore and just, you know, trying to find a little bit of farm on the map, just taking a look at the net worth, it's still going pretty in favor of Tongfu. It's about a 7,000 gold lead for them. And, I mean, I think Tongfu's next goal is trying to get into the enemy jungle and then taking that mid tier 1 tower. Because tier 1 towers, when you're playing versus a tree, is just so damn important.
Well, they'll pop that Dazzle ultimate now as Panda gets aggressive, looking for Black, who has living armor up. Not the easiest kill. But the gem pickoff's been pretty good. You see Tongfu with no vision in the Radiant jungle, and the first usage of the gem was successful. It prevented any damage to the Wraith King, and yeah, I think CIS are recovering nicely.
Wait, no, the Wraith King ended up dying there in the jungle, didn't he? Yeah, he did die in the jungle there. They spotted it, but the gem is still very good to have. You're going to be spotting the Nyx's movements.
You're right.
Now they are going for the Roshan with the medallion that they just picked up, and that should be for free. CIS is not in the positions to go for it because they went for that top tower, and that was a great read there by Tongfu, seeing that the lanes were in a decent position, and the Dazzle would pick up the medallion at a perfect time for it.
Aegis goes the way of the Weaver, who already was unkillable, now gets even harder.
And he's got the Death on the Lincolns. He's going to be dealing so much damage in these team fights, and I feel like the next pickup right now for Tongfu should be this gem. So they can they don't want this tree just lurking through their jungle, you know, just not counter-warding everything as well. If they can kill this tree and recover his gem, it will be absolutely massive for them. And we do see Enchantress picking up her own Ag Scepter now at this point too, so she's going to be dealing so much damage if she can in these team fights.
Yeah, her and the Enchantress together can just kill all of CIS by themselves. As long as they don't get blown up, Black will get BKB. This is a nice pickup for him, mainly just necessary for the Nyx. Just if he gets caught once by a Carapace, they impale follow-up, he would die. So I think it's a necessary pickup for Black, but you just look at the effective damage he's going to put out in fights, it's just not comparable, even now, to an Enchantress or a Weaver.
Yeah, and I mean, if there's a big team fight and he blows his Sonic Wave, and then Tong Fu just fights again, it's going to be so hard for him. Wow. Sorry, Fox going for a really aggressive move there, blinking
like
in
that.
that was really, I like that a lot, actually.
Like, if he catches Black, if he doesn't get BKB off, he's probably dead from full HP.
And he saw, Black's just been farming aggressively, which you should be as a Queen of Pain, using your Scream of Pain to push out the waves, and he blinked in trying to catch that with the Carapace, and that would have been huge. That would have been such a nice play if he got it. And we do see the smoke coming out for Tong Fu right away. They see their lanes are in a pretty decent position, and they see the Wraith King farming bottom, so either they're going to go for him or maybe just go for the rest of them.
Tong Fu will breach the high ground here. There is a Radiant Observer Ward. Are they going to reveal the smoke at the right time, though? Oh, they've just revealed it now, and they immediately say, get the hell out, alarm bells. But on the bottom side of the fight, it looks like they've gone for demons. He barely makes his way out. Was that a... Oh, that's just a ward going down.
And they did pick up a gem. I'm not sure who actually bought it. It was the Panda, okay. So that's...
So good with Panda. Even when you pop your ultimate, your Spirit still maintains all your auras, which includes the True Sight aura. So very, very good pickup for him.
Yeah, now this tower should go down. I don't think CIS should try to engage anything here. They're going to end up getting... Oh,
they're going to find Sorry Fox. Can he get off the grave?
Wow.
Well timed by the Dazzle. And now, suddenly, the Timbersaw in a very awkward position. Catches an Impale. Will go down. They blink out, but... Already. That Dazzle making the plays there. That was going to be a bad fight otherwise. There's a little split push by the Wraith King, but it's pretty slow in plotting. Though, no reply from Tong Fu. Finally, they'll rotate Enchantress, and she will attempt to stop this. But, man, Inflame is just not good at killing buildings.
Yeah.
That was pretty pathetic.
Yeah, he does no damage to it whatsoever.
Whereas
now,
you look at Weaver, chunking down the tower mid.
Yep, and no deny there for A. He tried for it, but just a little bit too late. And A is doing actually pretty good. He's got his level 11 up. He's going for, I'm pretty sure, like a 4-staff. Something I don't like, I'm going to point out, because I've seen it actually on multiple occasions in a lot of games, is AA is going for treads. I just don't see the purpose. He could have had his 4-staff basically at this point already on him. Or going toward an Acceptor if he wanted to. So, I mean, not the biggest deal, because he is a support hero, so it's not too bad. But we do see Demons just trying to farm up in that jungle, trying to get like a mobility item, maybe even a Blink Dagger to set up a nice overgrowth with the Timbersaw. And at the same time, now we're seeing Tong Fu what they should be doing. They got that tier 1 mid tower. They've gotten all their tier 1s from the side of CIS, and now they're just invading the jungle, and they're going to be going for these tier 2s.
Yeah, Panda going for BKB, so the Orchid will no longer be a concern for him. And I wouldn't be shocked if even, like, say, the Nyx considers it as well. Because we saw last fight, Orchid can just get him killed. But if Dazzle's on point, then they don't have to worry about that. In comes the the Chakram from the Timbersaw, trying to slow down this push. U9 will clear out the creep wave, and the push will continue in earnest. Does June look to jump in here? Throws out the Chakram once again, and Tong Fu continue chipping away at the tower, but there's a Dagon now on Sorry Fox. And this is scary for Black. Don't know if he's a solo kill. I think he's a bit short, but with some assistance.
Oh, he might be, actually.
It's close.
We'll see.
The Impale comes out. The Mana Burn's there as well. The Dagon almost takes him out. He is a solo kill. Nicely done. Just barely. That was... If Black has one more right click in him, if he can take one more shot, he gets away. But.
And Black was even on strength treads there. He wasn't even on the in treads there, so it would have been even more devastating. And now we see Inflame getting gone on in the mid lane, and he's able to TP out.
That's a problem. When the off-lane Nyx can solo kill your solo mid hero, and probably your most important late game hero on the Queen of Pain.
How many levels did... What level was Sorry Fox before he did that top? Was he...
I don't know if he had level 3 Vendetta.
No. He definitely didn't. He doesn't even have it yet, but he was either like level 13 or 14, but he got a ton of levels, and now he's going to be having that level 3 Vendetta, which will...
Now he can easily
do it, yeah.
Anyone except for... Well, I mean, Wraith King you wouldn't want to go on by yourself, but... I like this. Goes for an Ogre Club, probably going BKB next. And once he gets BKB, they can't Orchid him. They cannot stop the Nyx from just destroying them in team fights.
Yeah, you don't really see many Nyxes go for the BKBs early in the game, especially. I mean, if they'd even do it at all, they usually go for mobility items like a 4-staff. He already has his Blink 4-staff, Ghost Scepter, stuff like that. I really like Ethereal Blade as well, but BKB is going to be very, very nice for him because he can't get Orchided up if he gets that.
And CIS just have so much AoE. Like, if you get off your Carapace, people are getting stunned. You got, I don't know, Queen of Pain has mass AoE, Timbersaw's got quite a bit, Ancient Apparition. These three heroes are almost guaranteed to be Carapace stunned in the team fights.
The big thing to watch right now is I'm really just going to be following Sorry Fox around because he just hit his level 16 and now mid Black actually pops his BKB right away as Uyo blinks in and
but that's a 10-second BKB, I believe. Black's first of the game. Ancient Apparition will connect. They still have a grave here if they need it. And Sorry Fox is looking for the backstab. He'll find Io. That's an easy kill if he connects on this Impale. He will do so. Mana Burn secures it. And a zap for good measure, though. It definitely wasn't needed.
Yeah, he's definitely the one to watch now that he's 16.
It's the level 3 ult. You're basically always in Vendetta.
He got it so early, too. It's unbelievable. I guess he just found so many kills all over the place.
Killing the Queen of Pain, who's been split pushing and farming all game, and that was the key kill that got him his quick level.
He even has, I mean, you don't really see a Nyx having this much CS. He has, I mean, 84 is not the highest, but you usually see Nyxes have like 40 CS, even at ends of games, because after the laning phase, they just leave the lane completely and just go for kills in general. But
he's been running around all game. Like that hero has done nothing against the Brewmaster for Tong Fu. U9's played fine, but Nyx has been the hero for Tong Fu so far. Him and the Dazzle, who's had some nice graves.
Even the Enchantress, too. I mean, Enchantress early game made so much space. He got that Weaver the space top that he really needed, getting him that triple kill. Now,
just imagine Weaver with 1 or 2 more items. Like, give him, I don't know, your MKB, potentially.
He's scary. He's got this he's unkillable, man. BKB and Lincoln's, too, now, on top of everything else.
He can just go pure damage. MKB, Daedalus, something along those lines. He'll kill everyone.
Yeah,
he really will.
I feel like they could even probably switch the gem off of the Panda very soon and go put it on either the Nyx or the Weaver, and they could just be playing inside of the enemy jungle. And if they do find that tree and they can recover his gem, it's huge, like I said before.
Roche will be coming fairly soon, I believe.
About a minute. Yeah, just about a minute. So I think it's an early spawn. I don't even. The time is very easy.
That's when the 3 minutes start. So
oh, okay. So I'm completely
the 0
wrong.
to 3 minutes. So it could be anywhere from 1 to 4 minutes.
I'm completely wrong. All right.
Don't worry, man.
I just got used to this. I just got used to the other one, and then they changed it on me.
It took me like the previous clock. I didn't find that hard, but for whatever reason, this one, it's just too subtle. I just want a digital clock.
Oh man, Inflame getting caught. They do blow the Panda ulti, but it's worth it at this point. He hasn't even used it for a while. Now he's going to die twice, and there's nothing he can even do about it.
Oh, there's another boulder toss. He's just getting destroyed by these imps. Look how slowly he attacks. He can't do a thing, and down he goes in the end. Meanwhile, mid lane, looks like the Nyx Assassin is once again on the prowl. Sorry, Fox, trying to find a pick-off here. The Queen of Pain. She's blinking away, and almost died, by the way. In fact, the Swarm nearly ticking her down. Black is just running for his life this entire game.
His plate mail pickup actually saved his life there. He would have probably died.
To the Vendetta shot.
Yeah.
Or even just this extra auto attack from the Weaver.
Exactly.
But the point is, like, this Queen of Pain has been playing purely defensive this whole game. And you do not pick that hero to run away. You pick her to chase and kill.
Yeah, I mean, he's farming really well, but he's just not able to find the kills that they need. I mean, he's 1-5-1, so he's only been involved in 2 of the 9 kills that they have at this point. And this game's just, it's starting to get a bit out of control, honestly. I think Tongfu is just going to, they can just farm. Like, they're not under any pressure whatsoever. They're the ones making all the action on the map. And it's just slowly but surely going to become more and more in their favor. Roshan's going to spawn pretty soon. With about now it's about a minute, right? A minute 10 seconds or so?
Yeah, a minute and a half, maybe? Like, yeah, something like that.
Okay, sure. So,
good.
There we go.
You're close.
Yeah,
You're learning,
I'm getting there.
You're learning.
But yeah, I mean, they're under no pressure at all. They're under no rush. They're just going to keep farming. Roshan's going to spawn. They're going to go do that. It's going to be really hard for CIS contest. They do have the AA ult at least to be scouting it out. But no matter what, Sorry Fox is just going to be constantly running through the jungle and just keeping eyes on CIS.
Well, in the dire jungle, it looks like we could have an engagement soon as Enchantress is being pursued out by that annoying gem Treant Protector.
Oh, goodbye.
HR Roshan comes on in and say goodbye to Mr. Liuki. But not the biggest loss. Wasn't carrying anything too important. Actually, Buddy Yule's right. I think that was after dying, actually. But
yeah, it was after. He spent his reliable gold, or his unreliable gold before he died, so he didn't end up losing too much out of that. Okay. Now Sorry Fox is running through the enemy jungle.
Atos is the second least popular non-recipe item. I think it's mostly just good for breaking Lincolns.
It's amazing for popping Lincolns. I think it's just such an underrated item too. And Sorry Fox tries to blink in, but Black does pretty well.
U9 gets caught out. This could be the bigger engagement though. The Panda gets off the split at the last hour, and now they're all forced to run. Do they get counter kills though? That's the question. When he reforms, he will be very low HP, and he seems to realize it. Meanwhile, on the other side of the engagement, Black is trying to retreat. He blinks into the trees. He will make his way out of here. Xiaolu, not having the vision for that one, and well, they get 2 kills and they make their way out.
Pretty strange. I think Kabu actually, he got the grave up on the Nyx there, but then he kind of like tunnel vision trying to go for Black and killing him instead of just using the healing wave or the shadow wave over and over on the Nyx to just let him live, and the shadow strike just ended him killing him. So a bit of a misplay there from Tongfu, maybe miscommunication or something. And that was a good opportunity there for CIS. Black got the kill he needed, and he ended up surviving. So now he's 3-5-1. He got 2 kills there.
They outplayed Tongfu pretty hard in that fight, and to me that's the concern for CIS, is they have to massively outplay them in team fights, especially once Weaver gets his next item in Aegis, which he's very close to.
Yeah, he's got 4,400 gold, and he's just soloing Roche right now at this point. Someone else we haven't really seen too much out of actually was June. He's actually having a really good game. He's got Bloodstone, Mech, and Earn, and another 2,800 gold on him, so he's very farmed in his own sense as well.
Yeah, will he have a big impact, I guess, is the question. BKBs are... I think they've got 3 now on Tongfu, or working towards one with the next BKB if he doesn't already have it. So that's where Timbersaw can struggle a bit.
Yeah, now they have actually spotted out the Roshan, but
oh, he's getting bashed.
Oh, the impetus is... The damage coming out. Panda ult's down for another 10 more seconds, though, so they don't really want to engage this fight too badly. No, June might get impaled. Nice
impaled from the low ground. Great little play there from Sorry Fox. Then blinks up. He carapaces the Timber Chain. Sorry Fox. Man, this guy is showing off his nicks today. I got to say, that was impressive.
He's playing spectacular.
Cut off the path of the retreat. Like, there's nothing Timbersaw can do there.
And people really think that, you know, impale, when people miss it, people get flamed. But that spell's really hard to land. And he landed it up the hill, which was really impressive there. And then blinks on top and does the carapace as well. And now they get the Roshan, get the Aegis on the Weaver, and he can spend his gold. And he goes for a Reaver.
If they win this game, he's... Oh, yeah. Weaver's got a heart now if he wants it.
How the hell
3,000
are they going to kill this guy?
Does he need to be building this defensively?
I personally don't think so. I think he'd be playing more aggressively, but
I'm a little worried about his killing power. I guess they do have Enchantress who does a lot of damage with Imp. But, I mean, this is 3 big defensive items against a team that's not that good at shutting down Weaver.
Yeah, I don't really see why.
So, after this, he definitely should go, like, MKB, Daedalus, something along those lines.
Yeah, he could have really gone for almost any items. Like, Heart, I think, is a bit questionable, but now he's actually completely unkillable, and Dazzle doesn't even have to watch out for him at all.
I gotta say, I'm just so impressed by Sorry Fox this game. I had not seen him... I don't think I had seen him play with Tongfu's new lineup before, but he's been just delivering. Almost, he had the one bad time where he got caught out, but generally he's been playing really well.
Yeah, he's making so much space all over the map, and now, again, yeah, just vendetting, running all over the enemy jungle, keeping eyes on everybody. Black does finish up his Shivas. Yeah, space created. Black picks up his Shivas now, too, so Black's getting a lot of farm, but I don't know how I really feel about the Shivas. He does need the armor, but I don't know if he really wants to just go ahead and finish up that Shiva. Sure, the aura is really underlooked. People don't really even notice what it does. It actually reduces a lot of damage, but maybe just going for a plate mail and a Hex, because they do need it. They desperately need lockdown for that Weaver. Yeah,
we've seen the fights where Panda ult... Oh, hold that thought. We'll have a Cyclone mid going for Mr. Liuki all, but they don't have a ton of burst damage here. Will they expend the Queen of Pain ultimate for this? They really don't want to. They continue chasing. Now they drop the Overgrowth wall top lane. They are going for a tier 2 trade, so... Tier 2 for an Enchantress, if that's how it ends, it's a good trade for Tong Fu, but looks like CIS won a tier 2 of their own. They'll pressure mid, and they'll take it down. So, CIS coming out slightly on top there.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a more important, actually a much more important tower, the tier 2 mid, so...
Yeah, and they get the Enchantress as well. I mean, the guy, he has a Yules, so he Yules himself up after the Orchid, but either way, untouchable at this point. It's not going to slow their attack speed enough when they have all these items, so Black was able just to right-click with the Ray King, and Overgrowth was expended because, hell, why not? He hasn't even really used it much this game. It's about
got
a minute
such a low cooldown, too. Yeah, you might as well just blow it to... Better than using the Queen of Pain ult, which has, what, like a 2-minute cooldown if you want eggs?
135-second cooldown.
135. That's one of the more underrated eggs upgrades, I feel. I think it goes to, what, a 40-second cooldown?
Yeah, 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
You're able to just spam it all the time, but you don't really want to... I mean...
It has its place.
Depends.
Like, if a team's trying to push early and you get the Ags, you can just blow it on the creep wave and have another one ready for a team fight, depending on where you drop it. But
the beauty about CIS's lineup, too, is Black, at this point, I think he could even just start going for just damage items. He's a little bit squishy still on his health, but he's got a good amount of armor. He's got this Orc, and he's got the BKB for the defensive factor, and they have lifesteal from the Wraith King.
So do you like an MKB here? You're up against Brewmaster?
Maybe. I mean, they have lifesteal for him, too, so he's going to be able to just stand tall. It's pretty possible.
I'm on board with that.
Maybe even a rapier?
They need physics. I think you're up against Brewmaster. I think the MKB is going to be way better damage.
Yeah, for sure.
But, well, 2 Invis heroes spot each other out. Man, if they had a gem on this Nyx, I can't believe Demons has held on to this for so long. It goes back to what you were saying earlier. They should have given him or the Weaver a gem a while ago.
Yeah, I think so, because, I mean... Yu has had the gem on him, but he hasn't even been going for spotting out the tree because he's been killing everybody else with his ultimate.
He's just not as mobile as these 2 heroes either. Well, in comes the Nyx. He looks for the Impale. Narrowly missing that one on Black. If he gets him that Impale, I think they get the kill, but they won't find it. Inflame, split pushing on Wraith King. It's awfully slow, but somehow CIS continue to find trades and hang on.
Beauty of tree armor, just delaying tower pushes. I mean, with the I don't know, did they even expend their glyph there on the radiant side? They did. So they did the glyph tree armor little combo that heals the tower up and keeps the tree armor during it. So
Yeah, you can't break it when it's glyph.
I wonder if that's a bug. I wonder if they'll end up changing that or fixing it or whatever the hell it is. I personally don't really know. But the beauty about having Nyx versus Queen of Pain is he doesn't even really need to land impales on Queen of Pain. He can just walk up and mana burn him twice, and Black is like,
Well,
oh well, I gotta go back.
yeah, that's the BKB is nice, but you can't just pop it because Nyx is walking up to mana burn you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the concern there for Tongfu, or for CIS rather.
Blinking
Go in
clap,
again.
a little bit off the mark, but now we do see
This Wraith can't
Inflame
split
is-
pushy, but
he's gonna get
he's
the
actually
tower.
tanking tower. Is he gonna pop his ultimate on the enemy tower? He pops the armlet. He's keeping himself alive for now, but the real action's mid. Xiaolu, he's cold feeded. And that's about it. Inflame continues to split push. He'll blink out, and the split pushing Wraith King is working its magic. Does he get out of this one? Both teams. No, they've popped the Vendetta. They kill him off, and now Inflame's gonna die once again. He BKB'd, but it was too late.
Huge misplay there. He didn't even armlet before he BKB'd, so he was at 50 health as he BKB TP, so Nyx just poked him once and killed him.
He does save the Rex, though. If he doesn't split push that aggressively, and they're going to wait out
He
the
got a
Aegis.
tower too.
It was definitely a big misplay, but the overall decision to split push there, it worked out. Without
Yeah.
that, they lose I think they lose Rex mid.
Yeah, and he was tanking the tower the whole time, which some people can look at it and just be like, oh, that's really dumb, but he was keeping all of his creeps alive, and they actually almost ended up taking out the range Rex, and that thing does not regen, so it's going to be sitting at 245
And they don't have living
life.
armor. Trading
Yeah.
is great for CIS.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the other reason physical damage would be nice on Black, is he can actually split push, and he's a lot scarier.
Yeah, for sure. He's got a lot of gold in him, so we'll see what he ends up opting for. He could really go for anything, and it just depends on how he wants to play it.
Yeah, I feel like they need the Hex and the MKB. That's what CIS have to deal with right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And now the Panda actually picks up a full Shivas on the courier, and it doesn't give him, it gives him his TP scroll by accident, and there we go. He switches it up, and now they're still just keeping the pressure, though. He's pushing in the top lane with the Panda. I feel like he should just keep going in that top lane instead of running toward his mid guys, but whatever. I think it's enough anyway, just to keep the lanes pushed in, and now they're going to just go and commit, and they're probably going to be able to get that Rax. Glyph is still down for 2.5 minutes.
The blink in, he carapaces right as she screams, "Sorry, Fox!" winning this game perhaps for Tong Fu. Though Black manages to blink out, but man, Sorry Fox has been on the ball. Although with that said, he gets graved, he might drop here. Perhaps I've jinxed him. And comes the Brewmaster, initiates there with the clappy. Does he have mana for his ultimate? No, he actually, the ult's still on cooldown, it looks like. And now Inflame Poppy his own BKB, but he just doesn't have anything for this Brewmaster evasion. The Imps can splash through, won't do the extra damage, but, well, no Brewmaster ult. No, now it's cooldown. Now they can look to fight. And the second round of aggression will be much scarier from Tong Fu.
I can't believe Black lived there. That was such a big misplay there from Tong Fu. They didn't focus fire him quick enough after the Carapace. Sorry, Fox, though, like, wow.
This guy is amazing.
This guy is really damn good.
I want to know how many games on Nyx he has, because his anticipation is just incredible.
Yeah, he's playing cocky, but in proper positioning. It got him killed because he got hit by the AA blast, and he was the one trying to walk up and get that last mana burn on Black.
But they should have had that
They
kill.
really should have had that guy. I don't know. I didn't really get to see who didn't focus fire him properly, but I feel like he should have died for sure.
Well, in the NCIS's BKBs coming into play there. The Weaver's the only one who really does well against them with the physical damage, but we saw Enchantress quite ineffective against them, and Panda doesn't do much there either. The other thing is they just didn't have Panda ult. If they had the Panda ult ready, they would have easily gotten a kill. And finally, Weaver's going to get some big damage items. He goes for a Crystallis, and, well, he's pretty much got Daedalus if he wants it.
Yeah, and now Glyph is still down for a minute, one more minute. So actually, they're not even going to be able to just take advantage of that and go push things. And it's Sorry Fox's 4th game on Nyx in competitive, so
Yeah.
only 4 games on competitive. But he must have he's playing it like he's an absolute veteran on the hero. He knows the opportunities, like you were saying. He premeditates and everything, and he just knows when Black's gonna go try to scream the creep waves, blinks in, carapaces, and goes for the kills.
Yeah, or the Timber Chain where he just blocked off the path of retreat. That was
Really well done.
really cerebral play from Sorry Fox. He is on the move again. I really wish he had that gem, like you said.
Right?
Now that you said it, it's just driving me insane. It's like, come on already,
They would
Demons.
have killed him so many
Demons
times
is
with it.
quietly giving them so many.
but he knows
no,
he's there.
He knows he's there now, but there's no detection.
Please give him a gem. Buy your own gem. Don't upgrade your
Unine's
dragon.
gonna need the inventory.
There we
They
go.
finally give it to these.
There we go.
I don't know if he's been asking for it, and Unine's been saying no, but Panda is a good gem carrier in a lot
He
of
is.
situations, but the Nyx is just the more mobile hero. With level 3 ult, you're always in Vendetta.
I wonder how many pickoffs they would have gotten with that with the gem on the Nyx there onto the tree. And we do see Queen of Pain going for the hex, which I think actually is I definitely take back the fact that he should have gotten damage items first. They do need that lockdown for the Weaver, and also the fact that if they can Orchid the Dazzle and then go on the Brewmaster, it'll end up being really good. But actually, now I look at it, Dazzle picked up his own Yules. So if he gets Orchided, he's able to just Yules it off and get the Grave off, hopefully. But if he gets Hexed, and it's the reverse situation, he gets Hexed and the Panda gets Orchided, Panda has his own BKB anyway, so...
One of the stories of the Southeast Asian qualifier was great individual play, but really questionable item selections. I have to say, you look at these Chinese teams, and very few items that you would question. Overall, I think they're quite well thought out. There's a few where it's like, maybe something else would be slightly better, but we're not seeing a game where it's like, why are you going Bloodstone and then straight into Dagon and just letting this game extend onwards when you could have ended it with a Hex ages ago?
You're flaming the team that won the Southeast Asian qualifier.
But
what's your problem, man?
What's your problem, man?
DDZ played like a monster.
He did, but his item selections were not the best.
He's innovative.
Yes. Okay.
And they are going for the Roshan now. Wow, Nyx gets the pick up on the tree. Right when he gets the gem, he gets a pick up on the tree. So no shocker there. And beautiful AA blast, and that's going to be his death. And they have to recover the gem right away.
BKB, powered by Inflame, now forced to retreat up at the M's. He does get off the ultimate, though, and he'll be coming back soon. But the Weaver just doing a lot of work on the backside. Inflame's trying to fight it out. There is a Queen of Pain ult here. Does decent damage, but it's the Panda ult, which is just ruining them. Black tries to blink out. He will retreat, but they've got vision here with the Swarm. They go for the Cyclone. Looks like mid-cast animation, the blink will prevent them from getting that off. They still have the vision. No Cyclone. Looks like he might make it out.
That was weird. I'm pretty sure he could have gotten the Cyclone there twice.
Looks
And
like
Tree actually
I
gets
think
botted
I
out.
saw like the arm go up like he's going to cast it, but they'll find Tree instead. Oh, no, he blinks out in time.
Nice blink. Yeah, so many defensive Yules there. The Dazzle and the Enchantress both using themselves and ending up surviving there because they just ended up dodging the Queen of Pain ulti. But overall, that engagement didn't really make too much of a difference. It was slightly in favor of Tong Fu, but not the biggest deal. And they got the kill on the Wraith King, so I think it's a much bigger win for Tong Fu there. And now they're able to go for the
Did they lose their gem?
They had Mr. Luico picked it up right away, so cool. he did just walk over and grab it instantly. It looked like Black was running over to get it, but the Enchantress noticed and just grabbed it instantly.
Well, in the meantime, Tong Fu will take Roche. That's the bigger win, and now Aegis Cheese hit the deck. I give the cheese to U9. They'll just leave the Aegis.
Kill it.
Take it. They're like, who wants this?
They're going to wait for the Nyx to go grab it. Because he actually keeps on getting Grave, but he dies to the AA blast afterwards every single time anyway. And
it lets him just be reckless as he wants and blinking in and initiating.
And reckless, but smart too. I mean, the way he's been doing it has just been phenomenal, like we've been saying like throughout the majority of this game.
Well, 51 minutes in, we're just approaching the mid-game here, Fogged.
The mid-game?
Yeah. We've still got 64 minutes to go.
Oh god, no. Please don't say this.
So we break the record for the TI4 Chinese qualifiers. Gods is all signals green, thumbsing up. He's good to observe, no problem.
Yeah, and 6 more minutes until we hit the average time of the Chinese game so far in this qualifier, so it's not out of ordinary at all.
It's exhausting, though, and it's like one of those games at the end of the day. I imagine we're going to see teams legitimately just falling off in terms of their execution. But for now, they'll go in on Inflames. He does get Carapace done. The Panda ult's been deployed. They focus eye on the backside with that. Overgrowth comes through. It's actually pretty good Overgrowth, but there's no damage to follow it up. Queen of Pain looking to join the fight. Black, though, he's been boulder tossed on. Now he BKBs. He pops the Shiva's Guard. It's a lot of AoE damage. That ultimate did pretty good work. Didn't get the kills, though. Now the Weaver, he's still alive. He actually just going to buy back immediately. Is he going to time-lapse back into the fight?
He does.
Yeah, he does. And now looking for some kills. U9, he'll clean up another. June blinking in. He will get caught out. That's 3 heroes dead. They'll buy back on the Queen of Pain, and she'll make her way back in as well. But if Black dies again, if this Weaver dies again, it could be trouble for either team, but more so for CIS, losing their first melee axe of the game here as Xiao Lu just continues to pound away. He'll bring it down, and CIS unable to hold off against that extra 2 lives.
Sorry, Fox, again going in on Black, getting him in that game. That's going to be game.
That's 108 seconds. That's game.
This guy is just absolutely
won them the game.
Yeah, he won them the game entirely. He even got the first kill on the Queen of Pain. Black was getting away. He blinks in. Mana Burn stuns him, gets the kill on him with the Dagon. Actually, no, not even with the Dagon. He just gets him the kill with him with the Impale. So just beautifully done from him all around. And yeah, he's doing just amazing. I mean, very well played there by the Weaver there. He had such patience there. He didn't pop his time lapse because he knew, you know what, I have AA ulti on me. I'm gonna die anyway, so I'm gonna wait till I die, buy back, time lapse back into the fight, and just be able to do so much damage. And that really just won them the fight, as well as the fact of Sorry Fox just playing like a beast.
Well, what do they do now? They have no Queen of Pain. That's their only real damage dealer. June can throw out his nukes, but it's not enough against Tong Fu. The onslaught continues. They'll secure Mega Creeps, and the game ends suddenly at 53 minutes. June, probably the next casualty. It'll be one last hurrah here for CIS. They might get a few kills, but they're already up against it.
Wraithkin got his first kill.
Well, there you go. Inflame. He's trying to fight out with this Weaver. I wish him all the best, but even if the fight goes bad, which it won't, he can always just run away. And now the Wraith King dies once. The GGs are called, and CIS. They looked like they just didn't have it this game. Going back to the Queen of Pain pick, it just didn't. The Wraith King and the Queen of Pain picks both felt very underwhelming.
The Queen of Pain didn't end up doing so bad, but Sorry Fox just
making
it look easy. Really was making it look
very
easy.
Impressive.
He missed a couple impales, but overall just huge plays from him. Very well done. Black did his best, but just not really enough to just carry them on his back.
Both teams, these are what I would call like your middle of the road teams in the qualifier, teams that can squeak in as a third, fourth place team, but probably not finishing top 2, probably not winning the qualifier. But you see the potential of the Chinese scene. The big knock on Chinese Dota a year ago was that there's just no amateur scene basically, and it's all these top players from Dota 1. You know, your Xiao 8s, your 430s, YYF. Burning, the list goes on, and there's just nothing backing them up. But we've seen the rise of the top name young supports. Players like FY have been particularly impressive. Even Sylar, who's relatively young, but at this point, I guess, pretty experienced. And the scene has just evolved since then. Chinese Dota has a very strong second tier of teams now.
It's such a difference. Like us casting the Southeast Asian games and going into this, you can just see that these guys they look much more experienced. Like not even just the item choices, just overall the plays, the decision making on the map.
You can see they're playing against stiffer competition. A lot of these teams are in WPC, and well, that being said, Gods, Merlini, how you doing, guys? Welcome back to the show. Any thoughts on that game?
I thought it was just mostly a draft issue. Carry Wraith King and almost no lockdown versus the Weaver. They didn't have any instant stuns too, so Weaver just got huge. And the Orchid was nice and all, but when Quap has a rush BKB that early, I mean, she just had a run during BKB with the last fight.
Yeah,
they didn't really do anything.
Queen of Pain gets shut down. I just think I've seen Queen of Pain lose so many games in this qualifier in general. Like Queen of Pain needs a buff.
It's really hard to pick
I don't
her
like
versus
Queen of Pain
Nyx, I feel like. That's a terrible just matchup in team fights.
I mean, Fog said the hero needs to snowball. If you're not snowballing, you're forced to go BKB. And a Queen of Pain with first time BKB just doesn't do anything.
Like, Puck is generally a lot better.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, and the Orchid just didn't get anything done that game. There was one time where she Orchided Nyx, and they almost killed him, then he got Graved. Like, even when you go the aggressive build, you have to not only go Orchid, but get it very quickly.
They needed better gankers. Like, AA and Treant Protector aren't your best gankers either.
Yeah, I was pointing that out during the draft. I'm just like, it's just not enough.
Yeah, it wasn't a good draft, and they had to execute, like, really, really well in order to pull it.
There were some mistakes out from both sides. I mean, it looked like they were playing a little bit cocky with the way that the Nyx was just running around all over the place and everything, but, like, they ended up just working out so much because they weren't really able to do anything. If he had that gem earlier, I think this game might have ended a lot sooner.
Well, with that being said, if we've got a moment here, we can take a look at our standings and get a sense of how things are going so far in the qualifier. But while we wait to see if they're ready, guys, any other thoughts on the match or the way these teams are looking heading into the latter half of day number 1?
Why are you looking at me, Ben? I was getting the deep eyes from Ben. It was like looking right.
Instant no.
He had those puffy eyes like he had been taking a nap.
Now I watched the game.
We've got our standings. So New Element 2-1. They had that kind of crazy win earlier, and I haven't seen HGT play yet or LGD, but apparently 2-0. They're doing well.
Yep.
Have you guys seen any of these?
ZSMJ's
I saw LGD's opening game against Speed Gaming, pretty one-sided stomp.
Kind of expected. Speed of they have some flashy players, but not a very stable team.
I mean, this qualifier feels like the battle for fourth place with LGD, HGT, and Dreamtime. You're pretty clear top 3 teams. HGT maybe a bit shaky over the last couple of weeks, but end of the day, they've got ZSMJ, CTY. They've got a very experienced and high-quality team. So I think not getting top 4 for them would be a bit of a shock. But fourth place could be any, could be CIS, could be Tong Fu. It's too early to tell at this stage of the game. At this stage, I mean, you can see CNB and LGD deck off to a pretty bad start, but
New Element's in a pretty good positioning after upsetting Dreamtime.
But they lost to who was that? They lost to CIS. Lost to CIS.
I would say no surprises. Like, some of the games have been a little unexpected, but just looking at the overall standings, the teams that were expected to be towards the bottom are Arenda, CNB, LGD deck. It's very early. These teams could bounce back, but I feel like end of the day, we'll see at least 4 of these 5 teams that are in the bottom half of the group end up there when it's all said and done.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, with that being said and done, we've got another game coming up next. Not sure what it is. Haven't got a schedule on top of me.
It's LGD versus New Element.
LGD versus New Element. So New Element 2-1. This will be a first big test for them, facing on one of the top Tier 1 teams in the qualifier. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the TI4 Chinese qualifiers presented by Monster Energy will continue.